So guys, just as before we get started here, when we're done, we'll just sign out of this one, and then Kyle sent us another invitation for the 6:30 meeting. So we'll just close out of this. And it will probably go quicker since we don't have, makes me sad not to have everybody standing, you know, family members standing around for the oath and that kind of thing. That was always very nice, I thought. So I'm sorry we're missing that this year, but it's probably pretty low on the list of things we're missing. All right, so it's 6 o'clock. I don't see Dr. Good on at the moment, but I also don't think it's hugely important that he is here for this part. So I think we could probably get started without him. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah, thanks. Okay, so let me get my paperwork put together then. All right. So in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22, House Bill 197 and House Bill 404, I hereby call to order the organizational meeting for the Board of Education of the Bexley City School District for January 5th, 2021. Mr. Smith, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Barno.
Here.
Ms. Minio.
Here.
Ms. Mitchell.
Here.
Ms. Powers.
Here.
Ms. Snowden.
Here. Thank you. All right, so at this time, I will entertain a nomination for the Office of Board President.
So moved.
And Ms. Mitchell, who is your nomination?
Oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry. I'm so
right.
used to saying so moved. I'd like to actually nominate Ms. Snowden to assume the position of board president again this year.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, then. Mr. Smith, do I have to do a roll call on this?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
You have to have you also need a motion to close nominations.
Oh, thank you.
In case there's any other nominations.
Yes. If there are no other nominations, can I have a motion to close nominations, please?
So moved.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. All right. Now, Mr. Smith, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Mitchell.
Yes.
Ms. Minio.
Yes.
Mr. Barno.
Yes.
Ms. Powers. Ms. Powers.
Are you guys having trouble hearing me?
Yeah.
Got it.
Sorry. Yes.
And Ms. Snowden.
Nice way to add to the suspense, Victoria. Thank you. Yes.
I tried to second the earlier motion too. I guess maybe I need to get off my earphones.
We can hear you now. And Trevor.
They're working now.
Okay, great. Thank you. So that motion carries. So now I would like to ask for a nomination. Oh, sorry, Kyle. I think you have to administer the oath.
Yes. So Ms. Snowden, if you'll just, after I read this, if you'll just respond with I do.
Okay.
Do you, Ms. Marley Snowden, hereby solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, that you will perform faithfully to the best of your ability the duties of the President of the Board of Education of the Bexley City School District, Franklin County, Ohio, so help you God?
I do. Thank you. All right. So now, can I please have a nomination for our board vice president?
So I'd like to nominate Ms. Victoria Powers for the position of vice president.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you. And are there any other nominations? All right, fine. Can I have a motion to close nominations then?
So moved.
Thank you.
You need a second?
Yes,
Second.
thanks. All right, with that motion and second to close nominations, Mr. Smith, would you please call the roll call?
Ms. Minio,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Barno,
Yes.
Ms. Snowden,
Yes.
Ms. Powers.
Yes.
Thank you. Great, thank you. Then Mr. Smith, would you please administer the oath of office to Ms. Powers?
Yes, same thing, Ms. Powers. If you'll affirm with I do after I read. Do you, Ms. Victoria Powers, hereby solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, that you will perform faithfully to the best of your ability the duties of Vice President of the Board of Education of the Bexley City School District, Franklin County, Ohio, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much for those. I'm looking forward to the new year in this position again. So next on our agenda is the regular board meeting dates, and you'll notice that we have them attached and that we are going to keep them at 6:30 for our board members who have jobs that require a little bit later or the regular 6:30 time. We discussed 6 o'clock, but I think 6:30 works the best for everybody. So we're going to keep those at 6:30 p.m. next year. And you'll see that we have, it's generally the first Tuesday of the month, and with just a few noted changes. So that is our schedule. Can I have our board meeting schedule? Can I have a motion to approve that, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any changes, conversation, questions? Great.
Charlie, do you think I know we did it by Zoom this year, that early morning appropriation meeting would be by Zoom this year also?
In July?
I think it's
Is this one?
June
Oh, no,
29th.
sorry. Yeah, I don't know for sure. And I don't know, I mean, there's so much that's unknown, but I don't know how long House Bill 404 will last and
Right.
197 that will allow us to meet electronically. So,
Oh, that's right. It might expire depending on, okay.
yeah, Kyle, do you know when it ends?
It's either July 1st or July 31st. I believe it's July 31st.
Okay. So on a June 29th meeting, we could still zoom in on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if for any reason that were to change, I may have a potential conflict with work, but that could, I mean, it's like planning that far in advance is almost.
In
like
a normal
pointless.
year, this meeting should be relatively quick.
I thought it was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a
Okay.
couple years ago it was pretty quick. This year wasn't because we had additional items to discuss that day.
And I was just looking, I think my husband is actually off that day, so I shouldn't have a conflict I should be fine if he is off that day. So I'm good.
And the other thing is, on those, we have often not had all 5 board members. We just need a quorum.
Okay, you just need a quorum. Okay. Well, like I said, planning that far in advance is almost like pointless at this point. So
Yeah.
we'll remains to be seen what happens.
Right. Okay, so with that motion and second, any other questions? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Thank you, that motion carries. So we're moving on to board representatives to the district and community organizations. I think that the best way to do this, given our current circumstances, is to remain in the positions that we've been in for consistency's sake, and also because we're really still trying with COVID every day to make those choices. And so we're not starting any new any new action on any of these boards. And I think it makes sense to keep those of us in place who have already been doing this work. So Mr. Smith, for the record, that would be athletic board would be John Barno, Bexley Education Foundation as Alicia Mitchell, Franklin County School Board Alliance is Victoria Powers and John Barno. The legislative liaison to the OSBA is Michelle Minio, and the Bexley Recreation Board is Victoria Powers. So those will remain, and I remain committed to some flexibility around this. So as with everything with COVID, if and when we need to make some changes, we can discuss those in a public meeting and make any changes that need to be made. But I think for now, this makes the most sense. So can I have a motion to approve the stated board representatives to the district and community organizations?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. That motion carries. Okay, so similarly on the board representatives to the superintendent and treasurer committees, Dr. Good brought to our attention, I believe it was in our November meeting, a different way of organizing our board with ways that we could integrate community feedback and help work with the administration within the boundaries of proper board operations. So there wouldn't be overreach, but there would be oversight. But because, again, of COVID-19, making a major structural change, especially since we just have an intern superintendent right now, I think I believe that the best approach is not to do that at this time, as we discussed at our previous meetings. So we're going to stay with our current committee assignments, again, with the stated intent to have flexibility as necessary for the current environment. The only change to that is that I am currently the member on the operations committee, the only member that's just one. And I asked Ms. Mitchell if she would serve as an alternate for me on that. Depending on what happens with our superintendent search, when we get into that, we also have contract negotiations this year. So there's going to be some time that needs to be put in by board members, and I want to be fair about how we allot that and also align with the strengths of our board members. That's an area that Ms. Mitchell is familiar with her professional work, and she's also our current appointee to the facilities advisory. And as you all know, we're not doing anything with the facilities right now. So that's the only change that I have. So for Mr. Smith, for the record, the Superintendent Policy Committee would remain with Michelle Minio and myself. The Treasurer Finance Committee would be Victoria Powers and John Barno. The Facilities Advisory Committee would stay with Alicia Mitchell. The Finance Advisory Council is Victoria Powers with John Barno as an alternate. Staff and Student Learning is Michelle Minio. Technology is Mr. Barno. And Operations is myself with Ms. Mitchell as the alternate. So do I have a motion to approve those stated board representatives to the Superintendent and Treasurer committees?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Barno. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, same sign? Thank you. That motion carries. All right, so I now need under business items 3A, B, and C are our standing authorizations, our organization membership, and our service establishment of a 2021 service fund. Can I have a motion to approve those 3 business items?
So moved.
Second.
Thank
Oops, sorry. Victoria
Uh,
got it.
you. Are there any questions on those? All right. Here, Mr. Smith, does that require a roll call?
No, it does not.
Okay, good. Then hearing no questions or comments, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. That motion carries as well. Thank you. So can I have a motion to adjourn our organizational meeting for 2021?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. We are now have closed our organizational board meeting for this evening. We will reconvene at 6:30. I was going to say same bat time, same bat channel, but it's a different bat channel and a little later time. So at 6:30, we have a link that's also on our